The operation to hunt down the terrorists in the Keran sector along the line of control is in its 14th day today. The army has finished 6 massive search operations of a 3-kilometer area in Keran, and there have been multiple infiltration bids by terror groups in the sector. 2 separate infiltration bids may be in fact terrorists of the same group. Sources say that sophistication of weapons and mixed terror group points to the Pakistani army in fact backing a huge cache of rocket launchers, AK-47s, pistols, under-barrel grenade launchers have been recovered by the army. All right, and our group editor Barkha Dutt is in Srinagar. She in fact sent us this report.
Here in the ICU of the base hospital in Srinagar are 6 soldiers who are still battling gunshot wounds, some of them more than one. This is the first eyewitness testimony coming from those who actually saw first the massive infiltration bid that has taken place in the Keran sector, and then the subsequent 2 infiltration bids that have since been foiled. These are the real life stories of valor and courage as the line of control continues to be volatile and tense. Let's now hear in their own words from some of these soldiers. सर, पहले तो आप अपना नाम बताइए हमारे सब दर्शकों को. नाम क्या है आपका?
मेरा नाम है राइफलमैन दुलराज गर्ती मगर 33GR.
अच्छा, ये बताइए कि आपकी अभी तबीयत कैसी है, क्योंकि हम सब जानते हैं कि आपको गनशॉट वुंड है. अभी आप बेटर फील कर रहे हैं?
अभी मैं बहुत ठीक हूँ मैडम.
बहुत ठीक है?
हाँ,
बहुत ज्यादा ठीक है?
हाँ, यहाँ आने के बाद मुझे बहुत ठीक लग रहा है मैडम.
इतना कुछ हो गया लेकिन आप फिर भी इतनी आराम से बात कर रहे हैं और आप कह रहे हैं कि आप बिल्कुल ठीक हैं, तो बहुत से लोग कहेंगे भाई इतनी हिम्मत कहाँ से आई?
इंडिया आर्मी होने के नाते मैडम, एक
इंडिया आर्मी होने के नाते घबराए नहीं आप?
नहीं मैडम.
अच्छा, आपने देखा कि ये जो सारा सिलसिला शुरू हुआ, ये जो इन्फिल्ट्रेशन हुई केरन सेक्टर में, आपने क्या देखा, आप बताइए हमें.
वहाँ पे मैडम बहुत सारे मिलिटेंट्स थे मैडम.
बहुत सारे मिलिटेंट थे?
मतलब 30-35 की नफरी में थे उन लोग.
आपने खुद देखा? खुद
देखा मैडम.
आपने खुद देखा कि 30-35 के बीच में थे?
उससे ज्यादा ही था मैडम, कम नहीं था.
अच्छा, और आपने देखा? आप अपनी पेट्रोलिंग ड्यूटी कर रहे थे?
नहीं, एम्बुश कर रहे थे मैडम.
आप एम्बुश में थे? अच्छा, फिर क्या हुआ?
तो फायरिंग आई? हमने फायरिंग किया हुआ, आपस में मुठभेड़ हुआ मैडम, तभी मुझे यहाँ पे गोली लग गया.
आपको गोली यहाँ पे लगी?
हाँ जी.
और किस तरह की फायरिंग थी? भारी फायरिंग, भारी गोलाबारी?
भारी गोलाबारी.
अच्छा, तो और आप लोग उनको रोकने की कोशिश कर रहे थे?
हाँ जी. हाँ जी.
अच्छा, उस इलाके के बारे में बताइए. जंगल है, पत्थर है, क्या है वहाँ पर?
जंगल ही है मैडम, पहाड़ियाँ बहुत ज्यादा जंगल है और नाला भी है मैडम.
नाला भी है, जंगल भी है, पत्थर भी है.
हाँ जी.
अच्छा, बहुत से लोग नहीं समझ पाते कि भाई इतनी देर क्यों लग रही है, तो आप जरा हमारे दर्शकों को समझाइए कि किस तरह का वो टेरेन है, कितना मुश्किल टेरेन है, जरा ये समझाइए. जैसे आप बता रहे थे पत्थर और पहाड़ के बारे में, बहुत जंगल है वहाँ पर, छुपने की जगह आसान मिल सकती है टेररिस्ट को?
जी मैम, वहाँ पे मिलते हैं छुपने का जगह बहुत सारे हैं.
अच्छा,
जैसे वहाँ पे बड़े बड़े वो है, होगा हाइड आउट, जहाँ तक
हाइड आउट है. हाँ. जैसे गुम्बद या केव वगैरह किस्म के. हाँ?
हाँ जी.
अच्छा, तो अब आपको कितना दिन हो गया हॉस्पिटल में?
मेरा आज 12 दिन हो गया मैडम.
12 दिन से आप हॉस्पिटल में हैं?
जी मैडम.
घर वालों से बात कर पाए अभी?
घर हो गया मैडम.
बात कियोगे? वो तो बहुत घबराए होंगे.
नहीं
नहीं
नहीं.
अच्छा, आज आप जो सब लोग आपको सुन रहे हैं, आप उनको क्या कहना चाहेंगे? आप तैयार हैं वापस जाने के लिए?
हाँ, बिल्कुल तैयार हूँ मैडम, मैं दोबारा जाने के लिए.
घबराने का इतना गनशॉट वुंड आपको लग गया, आप आईसीयू में 12 दिन से हैं?
नहीं मैडम, मैं दोबारा जाऊंगा फिर वही लोकेशन में.
And these are the soldiers who are saying that despite the fact that someone like him has been in the ICU for 12 days, they are still ready to go back into battle if necessary. The first eyewitness testimonies coming now for the massive infiltration bid that has taken place in Keran, and the end game or the end stage of that massive infiltration bid is still on. 6 searches have been launched in the entire area. But at the moment, the army is saying they're not giving up. They're going to try and verify if there is any cache of weapons that has possibly been hidden away, or in fact, any terrorists who might still be hiding.
Hana Group editor Barkha Datta joining us from Srinagar on the phone line. Barkha, we just heard that eyewitness account, dramatic details really being given by that soldier. It is day 14 of that operation. What more details are you hearing from your sources?
Well, Bani, these are the first eyewitness testimonies. You heard one of them right now as we met with soldiers in Srinagar's base hospital. These are soldiers who've actually seen firsthand the operation that has attracted national and international attention, because it's now clear that this infiltration bid and the move to counter it was taking place even as Manmohan Singh was meeting with Nawaz Sharif in New York. What we heard from a rifleman, Dulu Raj, who just spoke to us, was first a confirmation, an eyewitness first-hand confirmation that in fact this large group of 30 to 40 terrorists have or did attempt to infiltrate into Indian territory. He said, as you heard, that he saw this large group with his own eyes. This is extremely significant because this is one of the factors because which the army officials here believe that this is an infiltration bid that had the backing of the Pakistan army. The sources here are pointing out to us that the fact that the group was so large, the fact that the Tanzim seemed to be mixed, their intelligence is that these were terrorists from the Jaish-e-Mohammed as well as the Lashkar-e-Taiba and other terror groups. And the fact that the weaponry that they have been using is rather sophisticated seems to, according to army officials here, point to the backing of the Pakistan army. Though they're not willing to make a conclusive statement about it, I guess they would want more conclusive evidence before they say that. But the eyewitness testimonies that we have just heard, a key among them, Rifleman Dulu Raj, who has been in hospital for the last 12 days and was really at the beginning of this entire Keran operation, confirming that the infiltration took place right near the LOC fence, confirming that there was heavy fire and that it came from all directions, once again pointing to a large group, confirming that he's seen 30 to 40 terrorists trying to infiltrate into India. Early thermal images released by the army also pointed to this number. Questions, however, remain about where the bodies are, where the bodies of those terrorists killed are, because we do know, and we now it's evident from the very serious injuries that these soldiers have taken, that there was a fierce gun battle that took place. After all, we've met soldiers who some of whom may be permanently disabled from returning to active field duty. One of them has taken a bullet in his abdomen, another has taken a bullet in his knee, a third had a bleeding chest. So obviously the gun battle was really fierce. Obviously the firing was also ferocious from the other side. It then became intermittent. Since the 2nd of October, there hasn't been fresh firing, but the army is fearful that there could still be terrorists in a hideout, or if terrorists have been killed, then the bodies could have been dragged back, or there could still be a cache of weapons hidden somewhere. And this is why they continue a massive search operation in this area. In fact, the army telling us that 6 search operations have already been done in a combing operations of a 3-kilometer thickly forested area. We also have to remember the area. This is a thickly forested, highly rocky, mountainous terrain above 9,500 feet or so. And so the terrain is very difficult, and yet more than 500 soldiers, including paracommandos, have conducted search operations here. But as of now, no bodies recovered. A question mark still remaining whether the 7 terrorists killed in the last few days could have been part of this larger group.